Naomi, hold on. You're running 7th, Gareth. Well done.
Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Cookies Rambles. So, sat in my living room, a little bit calmer this week. There is no wind outside, it's quite a nice, lovely day in fact, but just run Dewsbury 10k this morning and I'm absolutely shattered. So, done my cool down, I've clocked 20 miles for the day, quite a big day to be honest. But yeah, we'll delve into that as we go into the video. Something really like Dewsbury 10k. It's a PB race. I love it. Love the atmosphere. I love that it's an out and back and that you can see people on the way back. There's nothing more rewarding than seeing people out on their journey, seeing them just undertaking their pain faces. And you undertaking yours and getting those cheers, those shouts, those screams from everyone that you share, start lines, finish lines, training sessions, memories, experiences with left, right and centre around Yorkshire and wider North England running scene. I think it's just an unbelievably, it's a great concept and it's something that I love to see. It reminds me of the Percy Pud where you get to share that to-in and fro-in and you can see the race unfold in front of you as well. But I'll kick off this week then. I'm going to be talking a little bit about training groups and then I'll tell you a little bit about my training. So, because I am sat still, I've actually got my training log in front of me. So it'll mean that I'll get it all bang on 100% correct, hopefully. But we'll see. So kicked off Monday, split 2 runs. Short run in the evening, long run in the morning, 16 mile boxed off. Do a lot to heart rate training. So just to keep my feet on the ground, keep me calm, keep me relaxed, keep me realistic. So my heart rate over the last few weeks as I'm calming down, steadying the miles, getting used to all the adaptations in training, start to come down, and I'm doing it in low zone 2, zone 1, when my heart rate monitor actually works, because sometimes it's a bit funny. And I've spent out and got a Garmin HRM Pro, like one of the top of the range ones, and it's still a bit funny. So you can't trust this sort of technology. We're not in 22nd century just yet. So 16 mile, nice and zone 1, zone 2 runs floating around. It is hilly in Barnsley, so when you are climbing, you have to either slow the pace down or just look at your heart rate and just play it realistic that you are going up a big blooming hill and it's going to be tough anyway. Tuesday, session in the evening. On paper, I looked at the session and I thought it was going to be a short session in honesty. So it was 10 times 2 minutes on with a 1 minute float in between, and the float was roughly a minute slower than what your ons were at, followed by 10 times 1 minute on with another minute float between, and again same, roughly a minute slower than what your ons were at, and then with a warm up and cool down as well. One thing came to another, it was 19.5 mile on Tuesday. So I did 8 mile in the morning, then an 11.5 mile session. Enjoyed it, but there were so many laps around Dorothy Hyman track, it was unbelievable. And 11.5 mile around the track is painful. So yeah, it was, quick maths, 46 laps around a track, which yeah, it's a lot of miles in the legs running around in circles. But mindful of that, mindful that I'm racing this week, mindful that I'm doing marathon training, so I am going to be tired, and that's absolutely fine. And then into Wednesday, so a bit easier. Ran with Kai again Wednesday morning, so it's nice to see him back out doing some mileage. Ran with him Tuesday morning as well. Did some miles with Kai, 5 with him, and then ended up doing 5, I believe, on my own. I'll check. No, I did 5 and then 4 on my own. And then in the evening, went and ran 6 mile. Nice and easy again, just going through the motions, ticking the boxes, keeping it in the aerobic zone, like level 1, level 2s, my aerobic zones, and not pushing it into like zone 3, like that mid and grey area. Enjoyed it. Nice to go out, just enjoy running for what it is. And we're probably in the most beautiful conditions at the minute, other than the wind, which we had, obviously, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Rolled into Thursday, another 15-mile day. That was a 10 and 5, just checked. Where went out in the morning, 5 with Kai, 5 on my own, did the loop twice, basically, the one that I ran with Kai. And then in the evening went out and did 5 mile with little Bess Chogi. So I'll put a picture in picture. We got Bessie on the drive after us run, and that was quite nice. She did fall off the curb once, which she got distracted. She was looking towards a squirrel or a bird at the other side of the road, slipped and fell off the curb, and then just carried on like an absolute champ and carried on going. But yeah, it was good to get out with her. She only stopped for one poo, but got some miles in. And then Friday and Saturday. So I'd done quite a big bulk of my miles. I was going to get over 100 mile easy at the beginning of the week, especially with a 19.5, 20 mile day Tuesday. So Friday, took it easy, just ran once, kept it nice and chilled, ran 8 mile, 5 with Kai, 3 on my own. And then Saturday morning, back up to the local Lot Park. So love Lot Park, ran around it so many hundreds of times now, vacated it a lot as a kid. And just love it because it was top of my street as a kid. So back up to Lot Park, love the community, love everyone like that's there. It's just class, like you just know everyone, and everyone supports you as well whilst you're doing it. Scott were there, said to him straight away, I'm not going with you. I'm glad I didn't, because he's a lunatic and he ran 16 minutes or 16:01 on the hills of Lot Park, which we always say is a minute quicker if you go anywhere else. So I'd like to say Scott's in 15-minute 5k shape, nutter. But yeah, enjoyed it. I trotted around, got 17:30. Dave Bennett after me said, after the run, Barnes AC did a takeover, I don't know why you run so hard, Cookie, on the day before a race. And I'm like, it's all relative. Like I felt easy, I felt comfortable. My heart rate were in like the 160 zone, which is like my zone 4 territory, top of my zone 3. So it were not hard enough, but not easy enough either. But I enjoyed it, and it's hard for me to hold back at parkrun. Should probably take a leave out of Naomi's book and just slow down a little bit in that front. But it's what I enjoy doing, and that's what it's all about. And then ran 5 mile. So I ran 3 before, 3 at parkrun, 4 mile afterwards. Entered Beverley 10k in the morning. So we're doing Beverley 10k mid-May. It's like Naomi's hometown run. She absolutely loves it. It's like 2 mile uphill through the Westwood and then 4 mile flying downhill. It is a steeper climb than what we get at Dewsbury, and it's got probably a similar sort of elevation as Percy Pud, but it's sold out pretty quick. I think all places, 1,000 places have gone in 2 hours. They've released 750 more because they trickle them out at Beverley at different times of day to give people who work and people who don't work and people who've got weekends off and stuff chance to enter. But yeah, that should be a good race. I ran 33 flat there last year, and I've got like quite a love-hate thing with the course at Beverley, but yeah, I do pretty much enjoy it. And then that were it for Saturday. Did some stretches, chilled out, nice and easy day. Went to my parents, had pre-race spag bol on Saturday evening. Nice and easy day. Legs felt a little bit heavy, which is to be expected. My calves were a little bit tight, which is to be expected. But yeah, it was just one of those, like go out, roll the dice at Dewsbury, see where I end up. And yeah, I'll roll straight into a race recap. So from as many little training group that we've got going off, there was 7 of us running Dewsbury. Scott obviously went eyeballs out at parkrun the day before. He didn't have a number at Dewsbury. But 7 of us towing the line. We've formed a bit of a bond with each other, and it's a proper teamwork ethos, and it's what drags you like on. And when our PB 2019 marathons, like we're doing marathon sessions week in, week out, Tuesday, Thursdays, training with each other, seeing each other, living in each other's pocket. had his own little Barnsley training camp that we like constantly just driving, motivating, inspiring each other to just go to that next level and beyond. And that's what it's been all about. Like over the last few weeks, been going to Dorothy Ironman, been doing hill reps, been doing all sorts of like mad, wonderful sessions. With some weeks there's been 4 or 5 of us turn up. Some weeks, I think this week we had 25 plus turn up to run stupid amount of laps around Ironman, and absolutely class. But yeah, we had 7 of us turn up and toe the line today, so I'll break down everything what they've done as well further on. So Dewsbury 10k arrived, set off about 7:30ish, 20-minute run through to Dewsbury. Got there, put my number on, quite prepped last night, got my number on my vest already, pulled up in car park, sports centre car park. Fond memories of that sports centre, because I think me and Scott stood hugging each other on the balcony, poolside, just to get warm one year, because it were absolutely Baltic outside, and like we didn't leave until 5 minutes before the race started at 9 o'clock to then jog through to the start, jump on the line and literally go. But yeah, like went into the sports centre. They don't allow runners, probably because of me and Scott, to run and use the sports centre anymore for toilets and stuff like that. So they've got some portaloos at the race start line. Jogged through to there, saw quite a few familiar faces, set off jogging back, and then bumped straight into Gary and Birdy, who were walking across the road from the sports centre. And I said, lads, ready for a warm-up? And they're like, oh yeah. So went out onto the Spen Valley Greenway, did a bit of a warm-up, clocked about 2 mile, then went back to the car, touching towards 8:30, had my usual 30 minutes pre-race caffeine shot from, I can't remember the company actually, Optimum Nutrition or something like that. Pre-race caffeine shot, and then jogged through to the start we picked Naomi up on the way. So me, Naomi, Gary, Birdy, and we also picked Sean up as well. Ran through to the start, on the line, in his vests, saw Kai, saw Ruby, people warming up. I'd already seen Andy Pearson, like really just inspiring each other and like positivity coming out of it. And then stood getting to the start line, and then straight away spotted Ben Butler from Wakefield. And Ben ran a competition last week, running, and I kind of promised everyone that last year they handed out a pair of gloves if you did, I think it was 21 hours of running in 21 days in December. This year Saw didn't hand out a pair of gloves. They handed out a running number. And just be right back and I'll show you what it is. So I'm back. So Saw did this competition, Saw Solstice. Everyone who entered, if you did 21 hours, you got a prize. And Ben Butler says you've given it biggest letdown ever this week. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, I were expecting a pair of gloves. And yeah, I goes, I were as well, but it's a free competition, so you can't really grumble. And they probably, in hindsight, had more entries than they anticipated. So we got a piece of artwork, a running number, and it's obviously all unique. It's a bit of a certificate, and on the back of it, you can fill out just how far you ran in them 21 days. So it's your personalised artwork. Pretty cool, different, but I have got loads of running numbers. It would have been cool if it were for an actual race that they're putting on as well, but who knows, they might do that further down the line. And then you got a bit of a positive reinforcement message. But yeah, Ben Butler were ripping into me for that, because I told quite a lot of people to enter it. It's probably my fault they didn't get out gloves this year as well. But yeah, I knew straight away Ben Butler, 32-minute runner, like just hang on the back of him, you'll do well, cookie lad. And last night I was doing my own little bits of research, like looking at paces that I should be running for where I want to be. So my PB before is from 2019, 4 years ago, at Percy Pud, and it's 32.35. Pre-COVID, so all before the world turned upside down. My PB prior to that was from Dewsbury, 2019, 32.39. So I marginalised PB at Pud. So it's been 4 years since I PB'd over a distance, so taking away park runs. I PB'd at Firsk 10 miles just in 2020, just before the world went upside down. So it's 3 years. Like, it's a long time as a runner not to have any achievement, not to have like that personal satisfaction of I've run my personal best ever, period, like ever. So today I were adamant I wanted a PB. Like I wanted to strike it off. It didn't want to be a soft park run PB. It didn't want to be something that I'd not raced enough, like a 5 mile race. It wanted to be a 10k staple, something I've done hundreds of times, personal best, like better than anything else I've done before. And honestly, I knew I was capable today. I was confident. I knew that every single one of those 7 people that had been training around us were also capable, and I believed in them as well. So I was looking last night. For me to PB, I needed to run like 5:11 pace for 10k, which roughly throws me out. I split my watching 400s, a 1:18, 400, 78 seconds every 400 metres. Doable. Quicker than my marathon pace, quicker than anything I've run for 10k before, but not out of my limit. So I was confident with that and set off. Like I'm a quick runner, I'm a quick out of the blocks, like straight off the gun, like I'm gone. And people will overtake me eventually later in the race. But today I seemed to sustain it quite well. I didn't get overtaken that much. And in the first half I was doing the overtaking. So my first 400, just pull it up, 140, 114, so 4 seconds quicker, money in the bank, freebie, roll the dice, whatever you want to call it. And then it were a constant 117, 117, 117, which is quicker than where I needed to be. So my first mile, 5:07s, felt pretty good, clicking off the K markers, got to 2K, 1.2 mile, and I'm thinking there's only like 9 minutes, 9:30 until I get to halfway. And I needed to get to halfway today in roughly 16:30 to be within a chance of PBing. Because I know that on the way out it's slightly uphill, and on the way back it's slightly downhill. So thinking, get there 16:30, gives me 16 minutes to get back home, beat me 32:35. I got to halfway in 16:18, like on my clock. So big money in the bank. I know that it's definitely within my limit to kick on, run faster, split the second half in 16 minutes, but I've still got to put the work in. Can't have it off. Like, it's hard work from here. Turned round, made the turn, felt good. I clocked 5:07s, 5:16s, 5:24s for the uphill. Like, absolutely caning it. Like, looking in front, can see Ben Butler still in front of me. Catch him, catch him. Like, there's people running towards us shouting, go on Gaz, go on Cookie, go on Barnsley, go on Gaz, go on Cookie. Like, well done Gareth. Like, people, everyone that I know, people that I've trained with, tons of people that around Yorkshire, you've got something that attaches you to that person, which is class. And then I knew that I was going to be quicker the second half, like without any doubt, quicker. So it were 5:07, 5:09, 5:08, like consistent, and felt pretty strong. Could see the bridge that I've previously pulled my hamstring bang under, and Gary Briscoe's crossed the line and celebrated in front of me. Like, just, there's a word and it's not allowed on YouTube, but yeah, there's a word for that. And he's one of his training group. It were a bit of banter, it were a bit of fun. Like, it's enjoyable. I didn't PB that day, but he did. It's just one of them things. So yeah, held on, got under the bridge, knew that PB were almost guaranteed for the distance between the bridge and the finish line, and then head up, kick in, had enough for a sprint finish, and crossed the line in 32:16. So a big, like, 19 seconds PB. It's not sub 32. Like, I'm always going to look at that. But I've got a sub 32 in me. But I got a 90, like my first PB, proper PB, in 4 years. So, like, yeah, it was just one of them things. And it shows that patience, hard work, like, it's paying. And I'm enjoying it. And it, going forward, like, keep doing what I'm doing. I'm in the right direction. And then turn around, so stopped, wait a moment, celebrate, take it all in, because you don't get PBs all the time. Don't take them for granted. Gary Briscoe across the line, another one training group, hard worker, fat man to thin man, like fat man to marathon runner, 32:45, 10-second PB. Next up, Josh Bird. So Bird is the lad's lad, 33:08. So he got a 13-second PB. And then Sean, he's an Ironman athlete. He's been a corner, he's done Hawaii, all that sort of stuff. First ever road 10K, 33:36. So PB. And then Andy Pearson, the Bolton vet, the old guy, is a vet 55, right? Vet 55, 35:49 for a 16-second PB. And he actually got first vet 55 at Dewsbury, which classed for one of the training partners as well. And then Ruby, so she's not done a 10K since 2018, but I'd like to say training, Kaiser boyfriend, Naomi's been training with Ruby as well. Training's probably inspired her to go out and do a 10K, but clocked a 1 minute 30 PB, 90 seconds for 36:08. And then last up, so Naomi across the line, got a 15-second PB. We're 38:44 to cross the line. We're 15-second PB. So that meant that every single one of our training partners today did a PB. Like, what else do you want on a Sunday morning in Dewsbury at 9 o'clock? Where else would you rather be? Apart from bed. But 7 of us out of the 20-something group that we're training with, an 100% record out of the people that train with us at the minute, got personal bests. So that leads me on to something. So Steve Magnus is a bit of a philosopher, runner, American guru. He posted something on Twitter the other day. And I love reading. I've got one of his books called Do Hard Things. But it's talking about toughness and real toughness and mindset and stuff. And he put on Twitter, researchers found that sitting close to a high performer improved performance by 15%. Sitting close to a low performer decreased performance by 30%. And they just signed it off with, surround yourself wisely. I need you say anything more than that. So find yourself a training group, whether it's your mate from down the street or your lad that lives around the corner or someone that you can just go and run with. And running isn't an individualised sport. Share it, share your experiences, share your memories, go out, run with people. And that long time saying is he's fallen into the wrong crowd. Fall into the right one. Go out, do some miles, share some memories, and PBs will come. And it's took me 4 years, and hopefully I've got a big marathon PB somewhere on the horizon line. But yeah, enjoy it, keep smiling. Thank you. It is 71 days, I believe. I will just check. To the London Marathon. So keep going. And it is, I can't tell you. No, it is 77 days to the London Marathon. So keep going, keep smiling, keep enjoying it. Good times are coming, and I'll see you next week on Cookies Rambles.